Welcome back to my class. Today we want to look at assignment operator. Now, these are the accountants of the realm, right? We've looked at the engineers of the realm. We have looked at the judges of the realm. We've looked at many other operators. So today we're looking at the accountant of the realm, which is what? Assignment operator. Now, you know what accountants do is to assign values to variables, which is what? Their the accounting code that they create, right? That is what they do basically. So what this assignment operator is going to do is to assign values to variable. For example, this is a variable that you would declare, right? Now, when you do this, this is an assignment operator. Then you assign 10 to it. So this is, you're assigning 10 to A. So what this does, if you have seen my video on manifestation in reality, you will see the 13 concept that I created. So it's a framework. Everything I'm teaching you is within that framework. Now, this is A being created at the existence level without any value assigned to it. Now, this A would be allocating a physical space in the memory, which is a landmark. Now you are assigning a value, which is an abstract, a literal value, to this variable using this concept. So there are many other assignment operators, which is that the compound assignment operator. So you have something like this. 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 You also have this and many more. You also have the bitwise assignment operators. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate this for you to see and then use a source code, which is a program, to also demonstrate it for you to see. For this one, if I want to do something like this, and I say, let's say here, I say C assign A, meaning I'm assigning the value of A to C. This C will also carry 10 because A is carrying 10. Now, here, if I do something like this, C, A, C, A, C, A, C, A, C, A. Now, what does this mean? This one is assigning A to C. Now, what does this mean? This is the same thing as saying C, C plus A, then you reassign the value back to C. Why this one is the same thing as saying C minus A, then you reassign the value back to C. This one is the same thing as saying C multiplied by A, then reassign the value back. This is the same thing as saying C divided by A. This is the same thing as saying C modulus A, and then you reassign the value back to C. So these are assignment operators, right? Now we are going to demonstrate this using a programming language, which is what? The C programming language. I told you, you are writing a source code using a programming language. A source code is a written manifestation of algorithm and logic. And now, when you want to write a program to solve a problem, that is an intent. So now we have A, which is existing at a level, and we are assigning a value to it. And then we are going to use a programming language to write a source code. Then the compiler will look at this source code to ensure that it follows the rules of that language. Then it will compile it like that. Now, when we call a function, which is what? The printf function, we are saying display whatever we give to you on the screen. Now, when we assign this value to this A, that means we are allocating a memory space for this variable. But the size of this variable, which means the size of that memory space, will depend on the data type. Now, if I say int A, what I'm saying is that a memory space, which is the landmass, should be created with this size for this variable. And then this value should be stored there. Now, the CPU, which is the central processing unit, will now access it using the instruction given by the compiler to now operate on this value. So if I want this value to work with other values to give me an expected output, then I will have to call certain functions to do that. So looking at this expression, I am saying go to the memory location where you have allotted for this C. Whatever value is in it, add it to this one, then reassign it back to this. Do the same thing here, reassign it back to this, meaning take out this value from this value and then reassign it back to this. Then multiply this value and this value together and reassign it back to this. That is basically what I'm doing. So without this assignment operator, you will not really be able to have a value in this variable for any functions that you want to act on. That is basically it. So let's write a program to demonstrate this assignment operator. So I will just simply say include stdio dot h. Then here I will say int. I'm going to state my main function. Then I will put this. Then I will declare a variable. I will say int a, and I will assign 10. Or let me say I assign 21 to it. Then I will declare another variable int c. But this one, I'm not going to assign any value to it, right? I'm not assigning any value to this. While this one, I'm assigning 21 to a. Then I will come here and I will say print f. Inside this, what I will simply do now is I will say c assign a. I will assign a to c. Here I will write, I might not have enough space. I'll just write value of c. Then I will call my format specifier, and then I will do this. Then I will say c assign a. Now, here I will say print f, and I will do c plus assign a. I will say value of c. Then I will call my format specifier t. Then new line. This /n is simply saying go to the next line before you print out the next value. Then I'll close this. Then I will say c plus assign a. Okay. Then here I will say print f. Now, this is a string literal. Everything here will be printed out on the screen because of this double quote. C minus assign a. I'll print out value of C. I'll call my format specifier. I'll put a new line. This, I'll say C minus assign a. Then here I will say print f. C multiply a. This one is dot. Value of C multiply assign a. Then here I can still say print f C a. No, this one I'm using divide. Value of C divide a. Okay, I'm just going to stop here. Then I'll say return 0. Then I will close my curly bracket. Now, what will be the value? So what happens here is that I'm assigning the value 21 to C. So this one will give me, this one will print out 21, right? Because I'm assigning the same value of A. I'm assigning it to C, which is what? A assigned to C. Now, this one is the same thing as C plus A. So C is 21 plus 21. So this one will give me 42, which is this one. It will print out 42. Now, I need to assign that value back to C. So C is now 42. That is what this is. So C is carrying 42. Now, when I come to this next line, this one is the same thing as C, this one. C is already carrying 42 here. So what will be the value of this one? This one is the same thing as C minus A. Now, C is 42, A is 21. So 42 minus 21, this one will give me 21. This one will give me 21, right? Why this one? Now, C is now, 21 is now reassigned back to C. So this one is the same thing as C multiplied by A. So 21 times 21. Then reassign it back to this. That will be 441, right? So this one is carrying 441. Now, this one is the same thing as C divided by A. Then you are reassigning it back to C. So C is what? 441 divided by 21. So this will give us 21 again. So now we are reassigning this back to C. So this will give us 21. This will give us 42. This will give us 441. No, this will give us 21. This will give us 441. Then this will give us 21. That will be the output. So you are seeing the assignment operator, how you are assigning values to the variable, and then calling functions to work on that value. So that's why I said these are the accountant of the REM, right? Just the same way accountant will create their code, their ledger code, then using a software to enter the value, which will now be assigned to those ledger code. Then depending on the functions of the program, it will now work on those values and give us an expected output as the report. Now, let's go to code blocks and let me demonstrate this for you to see on the screen. These are code blocks as the custom. I have written the program, and that is what you are seeing on the screen. So I'm just going to execute this. First, you see the preprocessor directive, which is included stdio.h. Then you have your main function, and then you have the program written in it. You declare a variable, and you assign a value to it. And then you are calling your print function to operate with this assignment operator to give you various outputs on the screen. So this one I told you is going to give you 21 because you are assigning A to C. So the value of C is 21. The value of C here will be 42. The value of C here will be 21. The value of C here will be 441. And the value of C here will be what? 21. So let's run this program and let's see what the output will be on the screen. So I'm just going to build and run, which is compile and run. So you see, this is the output which we are looking at here. The first one is giving us the value of C is 21. Second one is giving us the value of C is 42, 21, 441, 21. I have explained how we arrive here to you on the board. So if you have come with me this far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, don't forget to do so. So till we see in the next class, bye-bye.